What is going on? It is Christmas Eve, but it is still Friday, which means I'm going to get you my most anticipated comics for this week, December 29th, 2021. And I'll get to those comics right after this. All right, so normally I'll just get right into the comics, but I did get something in the mail from Decova Collector Sam, and I figured that I would open it up on here because, hey, this is like a little early Christmas present for me, maybe. Look at this, too. He even has a return address with his logo on it. Pretty cool stuff. He was actually asking about colors for his stickers, and I said you should do green and purple for the Best Ninja Turtle, but it looks like we got green and orange. We got green and red, green and purple, and then the standard stickers. And we got a mini collector, which I'm going to put that one on my daughter's short box for sure, and the big sticker. And it says, "Thank you for being an awesome part of the comic book community that was welcomed me so graciously. Wishing you and your loved ones a very happy 2021 holiday, Sam." Thank you so much. That means a lot, my dude. Oh my God. I don't know what this is, but this is awesome. So it is, as you know, I like Batman. We have this, it looks like a sketch cover. This looks like kind of like Sean Murphy. So let me just this is going to be bad. But pull. Oh, this is actually, it looks like a print maybe? Yeah, so it actually is a page, an interior page from Batman Camera, but this is an awesome print, and I will probably hang this up. I actually don't even know what Batman issue this is from, but maybe we'll figure it out. But once again, Sam, thank you for the happy holiday wishes, and to everyone else out there, happy holidays to you. There's also a ton of extra backing boards back here, which is fantastic for me because I need more backing boards. But it's Friday, so we're talking most anticipated comics. So one of the things that I normally do is I want to try to tell you what books I would probably grab from the shop. I'm going to throw in an extra one this week because there's something kind of weird coming out. But the first one is The Book of Evil. This is from Scott Snyder and Jock. If you guys read Witches, they were the creative team on that, and they do a lot of good horror work. Jock's art is very kind of muddy and, weird, but it's kind of beautiful in that same sense. I think together they have the possibility to make some awesome horror books, and something that I think you can really enjoy. The reason why this is kind of considered an extra is because this is coming straight to Comixology. So for people who only read physical copies, I highly recommend maybe putting a note on this one, because eventually they're going to release something in Dark Horse in a hardbound, like some of the other straight to Comixology books that have came out. So if if this seems like something you want, but you don't want to get into Comixology or reading on Comixology, at least maybe take a note of it so that, when it's coming out later in a collective edition, you'll kind of be like, oh yeah, I remember this book. This week, definitely too, has a lot more number ones. So I'm going to get into the only book on my list that is not a number one this week. So we have Human Target, number 3. This is from Tom King. Tom King has been really great, and this is Greg Smallwood on art. I've really enjoyed the story. It's kind of dealing with some of the original, Justice League of America characters. So I think in this one we might get some Guy Gardner. We might get some other characters too, which I'm excited to kind of see the story go. The art in this is beautiful. I don't know what it is, but Tom King somehow gets to work with some of the best artists in the game, which definitely really elevates a lot of his work. So I'm really pumped for Human Target number 3. I've really enjoyed the first 2 issues, and it is actually one of the few books that I am all the way caught up on. This next book is a book that I did not actually plan on picking up, but if you follow Bruce and Stephanie Comics, which I'll probably have their stuff up here, Bruce had actually mentioned that this book is going to set forward what's going to happen in the Marvel world in 2022. So this is Timeless number 1. It's got Krang on the cover, and I don't know too much about it, but if this is a book that's kind of going to put in the work for what's going to happen in 2022, I'm really all for that. I want to see kind of what it is, and I think with Kang being kind of how he is and Up Force, this could maybe possibly have some sort of a little bit of spec, but really for reading, if this is going to be what the 2022 year is going going to be built upon. It's something that I think that maybe you should pick up if Marvel Comics are something that interests you. And I forgot to mention, with Timeless is written by Jed MacKay, who has been doing Black Cat, and he also does Moon Knight, which I've loved Moon Knight. I've heard nothing but positive things about Black Cat, so I think overall the story itself should also be good. And the next book up is Swamp Thing, Green Hell #1. This is a Black Label DC book. I think this is only a 3-parter, and it's written by Jeff Lemire, so I can't really pass up on this because, as you know, Jeff Lemire is one of my favorite writers. That guy is fantastic with everything that he does, and another Jeff Lemire book is always welcome in my opinion. I think the one thing with me is I think this is going to come in those like extra prestige format that DC does, which I personally don't love, but it's a new #1 from Jeff Lemire, so it's hard that I could pass that up. Next up, we have Stray Dogs, Dog Days, #1. I really enjoyed the first series of this, and I've actually heard some other people maybe voice negatively about this, which it's kind of makes me not want to go back and reread some of this. I think that some of the stuff could be plot hole based, which, reading monthly sometimes is stuff that you don't pick up, but reading in a trade format is something that you probably will easily pick that up. But hey, we got new stories into this. I think this is going to have like 1 billion different covers that you can get. I'm probably just going to go with the A because I normally just go with the A unless there's something crazy cool that I can't really pass up. I think there was a Human Centipede one, which if that was at my store, I'd probably grab it, but I don't think it's actually I think it's an actual exclusive, so I don't think it's just something that you can grab. But yeah, it's a new story. I think this is only a 2-parter. Stray Dogs is a book that, I think everyone should probably pick up and read because it was big. It was probably one of the biggest books of 2021, whether or not you liked it or did not like it. It was a book that a lot of people were talking about. So if you haven't read it, highly recommend going back, picking up that trade. Hopefully it's one of those image trades that is just $9.99. You can just grab it, read it, and if you like it or don't like it, but if you do have a local library, you can check it out on Hoopla most likely too, which is something that I always recommend. And the final book is going to be Psycho Goreman #1. I honestly know nothing about this book. I know that there was a movie called Psycho Goreman, and I'm guessing this is about it. This looks to be like it is published by Lethal Comics. I honestly don't even know that my shop is going to have this book, but I do really like horror movies, and this seems like one of those weird horror sci-fi movies where I might as well pick up the book so that I can watch the movie and then read the comic and then enjoy the comic, hopefully as much as I enjoy the movie. Honestly, it has super bright colors. It sounds crazy. I know that a few people had posted stuff on Instagram about this and how this book was fairly fun. So for me, a fun book about, horror, psycho, gory stuff is something that I'm all for. So I really know nothing about this. I honestly don't think my shop will even have it for me to be able to get it. But I figure, hey, if I go in, they have a copy of this. It seems like this is a lighter week. I might grab that off the shelf just so that when I do end up watching that movie, I can go back and read this book. So once again, these are my most anticipated comics for New Comic Book Day, December 29th, 2021. We have Psycho Goreman #1. We have Swamp Thing, Green Hell #1. We have Stray Dogs, Dog Day #1. We have Book of Evil #1. That one's only on Comixology, but hey, make sure to probably give it a read too. We have Timeless #1 from Marvel Comics, and we have Human Target #3 from DC Comics. If there's anything you think that I missed or you're really excited to go about and read, let me know down below. There are a few books that I kind of waffled on putting on here. I know with Detective Comics not being on Fear State anymore, I was kind of pumped to see where that story goes. But I figured, hey, these are some of the books that I'm probably going to open first and read. And, with the #1s, I just wanted to give people some ideas of some of the cool stuff that at least I think is worth maybe checking out. So once again, let me know if you have any other recommendations or if you think I missed anything. So as always, I'm Cole, and peace.